battle ready.
K-Pop Demon Hunters is a film streaming on Netflix. It's one of the most popular animated films of all time. Using Unreal Engine and the layout pipeline enable us to experiment in lots of different ways, doing more complex animation, crowd work, visual effects, cinematic quality renders, and it enabled our artists to be more creative, more cinematic with the types of shots and creative camera work that they were doing on the film. Seeing that in a way that directors and filmmakers weren't able to visualize before until months later in the process.
The fight sequence in the bathhouse blew my mind.
We're not here to fight. They are.
We were really able to dial up the materials, make everything feel wet and reflective and foggy. We put in volumetrics for the first time in that sequence, and they were able to shoot through the volumetrics.
One of our layout artists who was new to Unreal Engine really blocked out the scene in about a week, and we could see all the complex fight action, all the effects on the swords, exploding demons, and really got a sense of how that would take place throughout the sequence and give our directors more options in order to figure out what was going to be the coolest fight scene on the film.
To see all of it just come together with something approximating very close to the final render at the layout stage and just set it up quick, like that blew my mind.
You will be hunters.
Hey, this is the men's bathhouse. Get out of here.
To make Unreal Engine work within our studio pipeline, the data exchange between Unreal Engine and other DCCs were essential. All the shot information lives in our traditional pipeline. So we chose USD as an asset import format. We made a tool to communicate Unreal Engine with our traditional pipeline and then import all those editorial data into Unreal Engine.
The reason that we choose to create control rigs inside Unreal is because that runs really fast. So we can have multiple characters up to like 20, 30 if we want in one scene.
Your fans! We're gonna eat your fans!
No, thank you.
On K-pop, the three main characters, they have a custom outfit for each sequence. We needed to build a system where we are able to swap out the outfits and like the accessory really quickly. The modular character system was also really useful for the crowds. We just need to create one body type and create a bunch of hairstyles. Then we can swap out the hairstyles and the clothing to any combinations that we want, and then pair that up with the Unreal Foliage tool to be able to quickly populate the whole stadium of crowds.
To believe I was the queen that I'm meant to be. I live two lives, try to play.
We wanted to experiment with lighting in different ways with Unreal Engine, and the concert gave us that opportunity.
Just seeing how the previs artists were able to set up such a beautiful, jaw-dropping scene at the previs stage. To see all of that put together at the beginning of a pipeline instead of the end, I've never experienced that before.
We were able to animate hundreds of lights in this concert scene and then create a plugin to export that via USD into Katana and create a really close one-to-one match between the Unreal lights and the Katana lights. We actually developed a way we could export F-curves to preserve the animation in Katana without baking it a key per frame, which would be thousands of frames and lots of extra data we didn't need. Using real-time pipelines like this on K-Pop Demon Hunters was part of an overall effort at Sony ImageWorks and Sony Pictures Animation to revamp our entire pipeline to modernize different areas. So we're seeing that the foundation we laid on this film is enabling current and future projects to be easily 20 to 25% faster and more efficient in the layout and previs process.
We knew what Unreal Engine could do, and we knew what we could do. And so we just did it. And we've developed an incredibly solid pipeline at this point. And that all came out of all of the things we learned on K-pop.